안녕하세요 여러분, 박기현의 Art입니다. Hi everybody, 박기현의 Art here. And today I'm going to do a digital art tutorial because Miru Artworks on Instagram requested it. I know it's just one person, but if I can help at least one person, that'd be awesome. So that's what I'm going to do today, and I know the audio really sucks. I can't really do anything about that. I tried something else and that was even worse than this. Couldn't even understand me, so I'm so sorry. Bear with me, please. But yeah, so try to keep this as short as possible. So I'm probably gonna talk kind of fast because I don't really know what I want to go over, but I do, but I don't. Okay, I'm talking too much. I'm rambling. I'm sorry. Okay, so first you're gonna go to File, Open New, and this is a paint tool side. And I guess usually I just do pixel, inch, and for the width and height, it'll be like 3000, because I think the bigger the size, the less pixely, it'll look. Probably the more space on the computer it'll take, but the less pixely it'll look. So that's usually what I use. At least that's what I've been using lately. Okay, so let me change that to black. I'm using an Intuos tablet, and you want to make sure you have something with pressure sensitivity, because you don't want all your lines to be super flat and like that's just kind of gross looking. I mean, well, no, unless that's what you're going for, the flat bold look. It depends. It just depends on what your art style is. I'm sorry, I didn't mean for that. I didn't mean to say that looks gross. I'm sorry. I'm not good at drawing like that. So but yeah. So over here we have the toolbox. We have pens. I usually use the ink pen to draw, or to ink, or sketch. I'll sketch with the ink pen first like this, and then after I have my art, the sketch of it, I'll ink it with smooth, quick strokes. And you see how that flares out? We have all these settings down here. Can you see that? I have all these settings down here, and they change depending on what tool you're using. And I specifically have my ink tool set this way. So I don't know if you want to copy, you can. I don't know if you like how that looks. I have no idea where to start. Up here we have the color wheel, and if you click off of it, it disappears, and then you'll see the different brush sizes. Let's slow it down. You see how if I write lighter and it's bigger, that push harder, it's bigger. I said that backwards. If you light softer, then it's light. If you push, then it's big. Got it? Great. Alright. So, ooh, a good tip for when you're first starting this stuff. Make sure you go to the stabilizer. Where is it? I passed it. Where is it? Yeah, right here. This, oh my gosh. If you have a really shaky hand, change these numbers to when you can do a smooth stroke or even go slow, and it's not freaking nasty looking. Because if you have a shaky hand like me, I think the higher it is, the less noticeable you'll see it, and it'll smooth that out for you. I think you just gotta play around with it. So that's really, really important. That's really, really important to me. Yeah, so that's for inking. And then if you go to the min size, yeah, you see how the ends are still the same size as the circle. It didn't really flare out or anything. That's what happens if you just have this on 100. If you put it down, it's smaller, and it'll go smooth, pointy at the end. I'm very bad at explaining. I say a lot. Yeah. Density, probably self-explanatory. Turn it down. It's more dense, more see-through, more translucent. Yeah, I keep that up. And then you can also do You can change the pattern that your brush come out as, which is really cool. And same here, there's like textures and stuff. I'm not sure what the fastest thing is. Edge hardness, min density, max pressure. I think I adjust this to according to like how hard I usually draw or push. So play with the max dense pressure too. And then the hard and soft, you can play with that as well. I don't remember exactly how that works. Oh yeah, that's got to do with the pressure. What was that on? 80, I think. I hope so. That ruined everything. Okay. And then you have pressure, I think density and size and stuff down here as well. Ay, ay, ay. Okay. So all the brushes do like different things. This is the airbrush. It's like you can see that it's like if you go through it, you see that it's like darker. And that's kind of how that acts. I don't really know how to explain it. I'm really bad at explaining things, but she asked for this tutorial, so I'm gonna do it. You have the brush tool. I think this is the settings I put it on, because sometimes I like to shade my drawings a certain way, and that's how I shade them. I will have to like show you an actual picture before I kind of explain that. Then you have all these tools, just test them out. They all do different things. You got the marker, the bucket tool, fills the actual thing. Eraser, erases. There's nothing to erase. Water and blur. I think water works just like the blur tool. So let me see. Give an example of that. If you take the water tool and like do that, it like smudges it. And same goes with the blur tool. Yeah, if you're gonna blur, just make sure you blur properly, because I didn't know what I was doing when I first started drawing. Can't just blur any way you want to, like I thought. I thought it would just work, and I thought something was just wrong, but it was me. Didn't know what I was doing, so just kind of look up other tutorials, or if you want a blur tutorial, I don't know, just ask me. I think for the most part, that's it for like inking and pressure, and just have a technique and try to ink slow, but like quick strokes, smooth, so it comes out smooth. Um, um, since this is gonna be a basics tutorial, let me not get too in depth on everything, but here we are. So we got layers. So let's say I wrote my name here. Alright, perfect. You can push this little paper, which is adding a new layer, and let me get a different color. Do red. And if you draw, ooh, why is it skinny? Why is it skinny? What? What? Wait. Oh, I pushed line work. My bad. Push new layer. I was like, what happened? Okay. Yeah, so if you push this little paper right here and draw something else again, wow. Alright. And push this little eyeball, it can disappear and, make it disappear temporarily, just so you can, if you want to draw on like the other ones. Just make sure you're drawing on the right layer. It's gonna suck if like I'm on the first layer, you're drawing, then you realize you're supposed to be on this layer and it's too late, and just pay attention to your layers, please. Yeah, and then you can hit clip layer, which clipping group. What happened there? The heck? Let me erase that actually. Let's erase, okay. So the layer you have above, so layer 2, we have it above layer 1. If I hit clipping group, it'll only color like everything on that layer specifically. So since I'm clipped to layer 1, if I color these lines, or if I color on this layer, it's only gonna color the lines that are on that layer that I like inked already. I think that's cool. Or if you don't want to do it like that, you could just go to the layer, push preserve opacity, and then it'll do the exact same thing. Now, I like using the clipping group if, say, I'm coloring hair and I color in the base of the hair, and then I don't want to color outside the hair, and I'm trying to put in like shadows and stuff. For the shadows, I'll use like clipping group so that I'm only coloring the hair and I don't go outside the lines, if that makes sense. um, but that's the layers, and then they also have like different, let's do like this. Let's do a black, turn that off. Let's do a black background, get yellow, sorry, I'm crazy, Norang, and why is my brush tiny? Oh, okay. Oop, wrong layer. Alright. So put the black layer underneath, the white layer on top, and you can do different modes. So I do different things. So if I use the brush, just scribble something. Depending on what's underneath your layer, it's gonna come out looking different. I know it all looks the same right now, but that was me using the pen. So like if I use the airbrush, that's so pretty. And hit like, oh my gosh, luminosity, and then blur that. Can't tell. It's supposed to look bright. It looks terrible, honestly. Okay, let's try something else. Let's go back to a white layer, because I totally know what I'm doing. Go to a white layer, make a new layer above. Try this again. Luminosity. Oh yeah, you can't see because it's a white. Okay, this is not working. Let's do a different layer color. Let's do orange. Yay, because orange is pretty. Go back to yellow, please. Go to the layer above. Do like that because the luminosity, which is like glow. Whoa, you saw that? It looks more bold in like specific colors. I don't know if you can really tell. It looks like it's glowing. Can you see that? I just blurred the edges a little bit. Also, I gotta be careful when you blur too, because if I just like, it looks, you see how it's changing the shape of it? That's why you gotta be careful when you blur things. What am I doing? What else should you guys know? I hope this all makes sense right now. Let's see, should I do yellow? Oops, wrong thing. Go back to pen. Yellow. And let's see. I don't think you could tell. See, I put it on multiply and it like, I don't want to say overlay because there is an overlay. And that looks different. I feel like multiply kind of like blends it in within that color type of thing. And some people like use multiply to shade, because if you got like, if I took this and, what is it, airdrop or something? I probably just said that all wrong. Use the drop tool to get orange, and if I put the layer above on multiply, it'll like make it darker. And usually people do that for shading, but if you like made another layer and did multiply, it's gonna start looking like that. And I don't want my artwork to do that, so I usually just choose a darker color instead of multiply my layer, because then I can fix it, or like it won't overlay in darkness like that. I don't, unless you want that and that's what you need to do, then you can do it. There's that. You can also, if you push this, merge the layer down. So if I put this on the white layer, put this, blah blah blah. See, it's two different layers. It goes underneath because it's the layer underneath. because I wrote my name on the third, or well, technically second layer, but it still says layer 3. I wrote my name on that one, so anything on the layer underneath, like it's legit layered, like anything underneath is gonna show up underneath. Okay. Yeah, you can. I'm sorry, I forgot what I was doing. Yeah, so I'm just draw some squiggles, and you can, if you go to the layer above and hit merge down, it then becomes one whole layer. So now I can draw like on top of it and everything. Right, preserve opacity and choose green. Then, you know, it's still all on one layer. It's not separate lines anymore. So it's just gonna be drawn on top of it. So that's a thing. And then you can also use the folder. I'm just telling you everything that I use. And you can name it to whatever you want to. And if you push new layer while in that folder, it'll like, if you close the folder, you can see that the layer's in there. Or you could just take like one of the, any layer from like above or below and like hold it and drag it up. And you'll see that that just went into that folder. That's just that helps to keep you more organized when you have like a lot of details and things to do in your drawing. So that's really helpful. I think that for the most part, for like basics, that's it. If you guys or Miru want me to do like actual kind of process of me drawing or coloring or inking, I don't know. I have actually no, I think I have an inking speed paint and a coloring speed paint, but if you want me to slow it down and break it down on like how I do it and why I do it that way, then I can. But I think for the most part, this is what I'm gonna teach you guys. You have the edge shape. I'll go over that really quick. You have the edge shape here, these little 4 boxes. I keep my pen on like the hardest one, so like the edges are like smooth and like bold. Or you can use the softest one, makes your edges like blurry, look blur. Or they just go up to like, so this is still kind of soft. This one's like not as sharp, but for inking I just like to use the boldest one. The edge still kind of flares out light, but I think that's because the way I have my settings. So you just kind of gotta play around and stuff. Oh, and so after you're finished with your drawing though, or if you want to save it, make sure you save it as a SCI file first. Make sure not in JPEG. Make sure you save it as a SCI. Nope. All my drawings. Save it as a SCI file, because then you can come back and edit it. Please, please do that. Because I think once I saved it as JPEG, not realizing, and the file was gone, and I couldn't edit the finished picture. So make sure you save it as a SCI file first, and then after that, make sure it's when you're done with the picture, then you can. I usually like to save it as a separate file name, so I'll put like, it's like, this is Scribble and SCI, okay? That's the file name. And for my JPEG, after I'm finished, I'm gonna save it as Scribble to final JPEG. That's usually how I save my drawings, so that if I do need to edit something because I didn't realize it was a mistake, then I can just go back inside and edit that and then rewrite the JPEG file or whatever. I hope that makes sense. Yeah. Yeah, and after that you can just save as normal. So when you do save, for my computer, it's like, let me see. It asks me, gosh darn it. It asks me, sure, save it. No. Oh, okay, no. If you save it as a JPEG, my bad. Save it as a JPEG. On my computer, it comes up. If you want to come, it's not gonna come up for reals. For reals. Oh, I'm stupid. I named it JPEG. Y'all, I'm all over the place. It's early in the morning. Please bear with me. If you save it as a JPEG file, I usually put it on original. I don't push compress. Make sure it's on 100. Make sure these are full. Make sure this doesn't say anything, and then you hit OK. And that usually, my quality usually looks pretty good after I do that. It's been a whole 20 minutes because I didn't know what the heck I was doing. Yeah, so I hope this tutorial kind of made some sense, basic sense, or like sense with the basics. Does that make sense? I don't know. I'm crazy. But if you guys want like an actual inking or just coloring tutorial, let me know. For the 20th time I said that, I'm sorry. Yeah. So thank you guys for watching my video. Please comment, subscribe, whatever you want to do. If I was annoying, I'm sorry. I kind of am. I don't want to be, but I am. And see, like, here I go rambling again, wasting time, making the video longer. I'm just go, peace out.